What's up, A to Z Sports Live on a Tuesday morning, reacting still to the Week 2 loss from the Titans to the LA Rams. Doing a Week 2 Cam film review today. As Easton, you were not on the show yesterday morning. JT and I were walking and wandering through a very volatile chat room, a very heated, emotional reaction to the Titans going 0-2. But we're going to do it a little bit deeper. Look at what Cam Ward improved upon, where there was some left out there on the field, and also talk about the biggest reason for optimism after the 0-2 start. Are those two things the same thing? Is Cam Ward the biggest reason for optimism, or is there some other thing that is the biggest reason for optimism after the Titans 0-2 start? It is Tuesday, which means we throw shade. Easton, you're a rarity on these Tuesday shows, and I'm guessing your shade, if you choose it today, has the potential to be hilarious.
Yeah, it does.
If you choose to go there. I don't know.
That's the question. That's the question.
That's a personal question for you. If you choose to take the shade that you have a chance to take here, then I will be highly entertained, and the chat should be too. But
there's a very large,
I'm not trying to
very low hanging fruit right in my face right here that I got to decide whether I want to pick it or not.
Yeah, you could. And Titans College just says, do it.
I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes pondering. We'll see.
Do it. All
right, we'll see. Yeah, let's get there and find out. Let's see what kind of mood we're in.
All right, guys. But no, we're going to have a good show today. We've got video from Brian Callahan yesterday. Easton, you have some all-22 Cam film review that we're going to walk through on what can Cam Ward continue to be better on. We'll talk about the offensive line a little bit as well. So, Easton, welcome in. Let's get this thing rocking and roll.
Yeah, good morning, Austin. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Hope you're having a great start to your Tuesday. Excited for today's show, talking a little bit about what Cam Ward did in Week 2, what he didn't do in Week 2, what we would like to see him do differently in Week 3. We're going to look through the game of the rookie with a critical lens and talk about what's good, what's bad, and do all of those things before we get to the most optimistic part of the Titans start. Not a whole lot of options there, but I do have one point that I want to make that I think we touched on in the immediate aftermath of the game, Austin, on the game day show. But I want to explore it a little bit more, and I'm curious to see when we ask that question if anybody else has the same answer that I do. I'm not sure that they will. Before we get into any of that, you have to like the show on YouTube, on Facebook. Hit that thumbs up button for us. It's extremely easy. It is free. Just click that thumbs up button right down there on either of those platforms and then jump into the comments like Corey and Vanessa, Jill and Darius and Orlando and Zach and Katie. Good morning to all of you. Jump in there with them. Join the conversation. Want to hear your thoughts on today's questions, on the Titans Week 2 loss to the Rams, on where this franchise is, on whatever's on your mind regarding the Titans this morning. So like the show, jump in the comments, and Austin, let's get it started.
Yep, let's do it officially. Welcome to the A to Z Sports here live on a Tuesday, powered by BTA Sports. I'm Austin Stanley. He is Easton Freeze, our Titans reporter for A to Z Sports.com, and we are Nashville's on-demand sports.network, going live weekday mornings at 8 Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links to the show segment by segment on our Twitter X timeline. Hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content. Got to thank our sponsors. They truly do make it happen for us, and they help out all of you as well. Wilson County Hyundai, make them a part of your new car buying process in Lebanon, wilsoncountyhyundai.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. The Barton Drury Insurance Group, customized solutions for all of your insurance needs. They're local and online at bartondrury.com. Bero Carts, life is short. Buy a golf cart. 2 locations to serve you, Columbia and Gallatin. And Window Nation, buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and you have no payments due for 2 years. windownation.com. Easton, I did see this, a couple comments. One comment made me laugh this morning before we went live. Hello, ladies. Good thing they didn't wait for Arch Manning in the way that some wanted to. Ugh, gross. I don't know if you've seen it. There is a 41-second clip of Arch Manning going around the internet, and it is disgusting. And it was against the group of 6 school that they played on Saturday and beat, but Arch Manning looks awful. He looks so bad. And I don't know.
He looks hurt. I don't know what.
The throws are like all over the place. Not accurate.
No quarterbacks looked particularly good in college football this weekend. It's very
What are
early.
you talking about? Did you not see Joey Jumpball
Excuse
ball
me.
out Saturday
Excuse
night?
me. Joey Jumpball just kind of throwing it up there and let his receivers make a good play.
Hey, man, it's better than overthrowing it 15 yards.
Hey, listen. University of Tennessee has upgraded to that position. There's no conversation there. My point is that the like 6 or 7 or 8 guys that we came into the year talking about as potential 2026 first round quarterbacks, top quarterbacks in the class, like Fernando Mendoza at Indiana is the only one that's kind of impressed me so far, and they've not played anybody. So let's see them play Illinois
Savannah
this weekend.
State.
They play Illinois this weekend, so let's see. That's a good test. But generally speaking, it's tough out there.
I have a thought, and I have no idea what the results are. It's just what college, and we'll get on track here, but it kind of goes into Cam Ward, okay?
Okay.
Because Cam is this. What college quarterback who is performing at a high level through 3 weeks of college is at their original school?
Where was Mendoza? Did he start in Indiana?
He was at Stanford.
Okay, yeah. So,
and like Cade Klubnik at the original school, he ain't playing very well.
Arch and Cade
not playing well. Now Marcel Reed. How about this, Easton? I have a stat to blow your mind that I guarantee you have not heard this. Marcel Reed, Nashville native, Rod Reed, former TSU coach's son, is balling out at Texas A&M. He had 17 completions for like 340 yards. He averaged over 20 yards a completion, but under 10 yards an attempt.
So he just threw up. He threw 50 balls and completed 17 of them.
Yeah, and they averaged 21 yards a completion.
So when they hit,
crazy. When the ball was caught, it was a big play.
But I want to see his completion percentage. It can't have been very pretty.
It was under 50% completion, but he threw for like 389 yards. It was crazy. Marcel Reed was pretty electric, beating up Notre Dame and Ryan Roberts.
Is he the answer though? I mean, is he the?
I mean, maybe I don't know. But anyway, so we will get down to the Cam Ward conversation. But again, Cam Ward is a transfer quarterback who upped his game, and it's the trend going on overall with quarterbacks just today's day and age. So, all right, guys, let's dive into this. We're going to get into some film review that Easton has of Cam Ward against the Rams, but let's just go ahead and hear from Brian Callahan yesterday talking about the improvements that Cam Ward made from just week 1 to week 2 out of the gates to start his NFL career.
Yeah, he sees the field really, really well. That part has been really encouraging. I think we had, 1 or 2 missed opportunities that you can't miss in a game like that, that we had a chance to generate something explosive potentially. I thought that he was better with his footwork and with his progressions this week than he was the week before. I think he gets better every time he walks on the field, and that's really good to see. The biggest thing for him is the ball security portion. It's just trying to keep 2 hands on the ball, moving through the pocket. That's a thing that all young quarterbacks got to get used to. There's arms and bodies and people all raking at that ball at a really high rate, and we got to do a better job securing it in the pocket. But there was a lot of really great things from Cam. Some of the throws, the location, some of those balls to Ellick down the sideline. There was some really, really good stuff from the game that I'm incredibly encouraged by. And again, you stack another week of practice and another game, and you like to see it continue to get better. And I think we will.
So a lot of good things there from Brian Callahan. So Easton, what do you take from Callahan's comments? What do you agree with, and what will you maybe push back a little bit on?
I agree with there having been some good things. There certainly were some good things. I disagree, and this is going to blow some people's minds, Austin, because I don't know if you've heard, but I'm bought by the Titans, bought and paid for this guy. So it's going to be shocking to hear that I don't really believe him 100%, or the generous read is that I disagree. Okay, so if he genuinely believes what he said at the podium about Cam's day, which he might. Like, I don't know. He might, and he's the NFL coach. Who am I? I'm a guy that's sitting in my office right now talking on a screen. I don't agree that Cam had as good a day as he made it sound at the podium. I don't agree that he took a step in this game, which I believe he intimated in the press conference that like he took a step from week 1 to week 2. I don't think it was some big step backwards. And we'll talk about what qualms I have with his performance here in a minute. But I think that he played a generally worse game than he did in week 1. I came away from the tape that I watched. I went through the offense about 2 times in total yesterday. Was not as impressed as the Denver tape. Now, there's a caveat here that I don't want to spoil our conversation, but when Cam does bad things, there's still a reason for hope in my mind, if that makes any sense. I think even the bad is still encouraging to me, and I want to explain that as well. But generally, to Callahan's comments, I agree that there was some good, but not nearly as good as he made it sound.
All right, so I want to call a timeout here because Vanessa is losing her mind because she says Cam is not the issue.
He is not the issue.
No, we agree. So, like, I want there to be an understanding about the conversation that's going to be had. Cam Ward is not the issue. Not everything is Brian Callahan's fault. Some things are Brian Callahan's fault from the entirety of his being the head coach of the Titans. Cam Ward's not perfect. Cam Ward's got a lot of growing to do. So I want us to all have this understanding so we can be productive here. Because I am getting so fed up with the Vanessas of the chat that are just like throw a tomato at Brian Callahan. That literally, she said that early in the show as he was on the screen talking about Cam Ward improving. Let's please be productive. For the love of everything, I'm getting sick of this. It's September 16th. We have a long way to go. So
it's
can we all agree to be productive and stop being middle schoolers?
It's really not good that you guys
stop being middle schoolers
in week 2.
It's so bad.
Cam wasn't the problem in week 2. He was more of the problem than Brian Callahan was.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Brian Callahan was better than Cam in week 2. In week 1, Cam was better than Brian Callahan. Those are factual things.
I agree. I came away from watching the tape yesterday, and our buddy Zach Lyons on the radio yesterday, I thought he put it really well, that if the coaching let down the quarterback and the cast in week 1, then the quarterback let down the coaching in week 2. And there was a lot that I think a lot of opportunities the coaching gave Cam in this game that he was unable to capitalize on or just did not take or did not see. And that is fine.
Right?
That is fine.
Callahan literally scripted open many wide receivers and Cam held on to the ball too long until they were no longer open. So maybe. Well, that's a very simple comment, but I'm sure that happens every game.
And of course, Cam was not the problem in week 2. The problem was, and this is going to be, I think, a recurring theme until further notice. Let's just put it that way. I think it's going to be a recurring theme that while Cam is not the problem in a loss, the real problem is the roster is not good enough to win unless Cam carries them. And so it's an unfair burden on him to say, well, he either wins or loses the game because he has to carry this roster. And you're asking a rookie who's been around for 10 seconds to carry a team, which is a ridiculous ask. So while it's not his fault, and we're not like, oh, he's got to be better, it's also kind of the reason they lost, if that makes sense. Because it's either him or nothing right now.
Yeah. But again, this is not changing the things about Cam Ward's future and the fact that he can do this at this level. So we have film. We will get to said film. But first, Easton, tell everybody about our friends at the Bone and Joint Institute, and then we'll break down some of this film.
The Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee. We love our friends over at we have so many wonderful sponsors. It's hard, and lots of blues in here. It's hard to find the right overlay.
Lots of blues and lots of B partners, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
B's and W's, we really all of them.
Our sales department, they go through the phone book, and they're in the B portion right now. The Bone and Joint Institute is the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedics and sports medicine. You can check them out at boneandjointtn.org. Whenever you get hurt in life, you have to know who to trust, and we recommend that you trust our friends at the Bone and Joint Institute. They are located in Franklin. They have over a dozen specialists who can help you get through any type of injury, state of the art rehab facility on campus to help you recover. They've got everything under that one roof, and it's great to not have to be referred to the office across town and then go back to the main office office and then go, they do it all with clinic, testing, imaging, surgery, rehab. It's all under that one roof right off the interstate in Franklin. Schedule an appointment today at boneandjointtn.org.
All right, from BJI to BTA Sports, making you a better face football player. Download that BTA app in the link in the show description on Facebook and YouTube. You can sign up with the code ATOZ. You get a 14-day free trial, then a $99 season pass for the NFL. It's going to help you out. I have already won enough bets to pay for the $99. JT has too. It's just week 2. So there you go.
Nice.
It's free moving forward after that. They do make you smarter. They give you a couple layups. And if you hit your layups, you have a good time. So BTA Sports, download that app today. In the link in the description, use code ATOZ, 14-day free trial. And then if you don't like it, then you don't have to pay the $99.
Nah, you're going to like it.
But you're going to like it. So $99 for the whole season is really easy. Okay, so Easton, to the chat you go. Or actually, no, to the film you go. I'll send you to the film. What do you see here from Cam Ward? Take us through it.
Yeah, I've got to apologize because I thought that I had saved some tweets with because I didn't pull this yesterday and didn't have time this morning to do it. I thought that I had some of the bad plays, and I was wrong. I couldn't find them. I thought I'd saved them. So we're going to talk about the bad and the good. This clip that I have is a cut up of mostly good from Cam. So I think it is fair and important to emphasize the things that he did well too. Everyone watched the game is going to know what we're talking about. And so this is interesting because, side note, that first play right there is that boot to Ridley. The only Ridley production on the day was on these play actions. You see it again from the end zone angle. And this is probably a whole topic for another day, but we were asking Brian Callahan about this yesterday a little bit, and he's talking about how those play action looks, which I think they only got 6 plays of play action, 17% of their plays were play action looks, and I can't believe he didn't catch that ball. And
look, I want to call timeout.
Okay.
The defender made a freaking great play and punched the ball. Like literally, like fist on football. What do you want?
No, I know.
Like,
well, I want him to catch the ball. He had
I know,
2 hands
but
on
like
it.
the defender made it a ridiculously good play. You want the Titans defenders to make the same play.
Sure. Agreed. I just
Football plays happen.
Here's my frustration, Austin, is that I'm waiting for Calvin Ridley, the alpha receiver on this team, to make an alpha play. And strong arming that ball would have been an alpha play. You know what I mean? So like I'm not mad at that one play. I'm mad at the fact that he's not done anything sick yet.
Sure.
He hasn't.
But like, I mean, he almost caught it on the bobble after the punch. Like, I know. Which is the same thing with with Calvin Ridley, is that he's almost really, he's too talented to make it look bad. Right.
Your point is that good defenders are going to get theirs too, which I'm with you on. But the get theirs, get mine thing is a two-way street, right? I'm waiting for Calvin to get his because he should be getting his too, and he's not getting his. They're only getting theirs.
Devontae Adams and Snead. Snead got some. Devontae got his, right?
Like, right. Yeah. When is Calvin getting his serving? I think that's a little overdue right now.
I agree.
But so we're so off topic. Back to Cam. That was a cut up of some of the better stuff. I didn't think that he was seeing the field as well in this game. Just watching his eyes on the tape, I don't think that he was getting full field scans. I don't think that he was working through the progression as cleanly as he was in week 1. There were also some times, and Paul Kaharski, we asked Tyler Lockett about this yesterday because Tyler was the guy on the not receiving end of a number of these plays where there was an outlet and there was a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yard gain available to him that at times Cam would look down. And sometimes it was the first way he'd look in the progression, and he would go big game hunting. And I think, do we have that clip about him being a hunter?
Yeah.
Let's play that real quick because that's where I want to take the conversation now.
Seemed like at least a few times he passed on Lockett, who was pretty open, shorter, to go more aggressively for something more complicated, more difficult, deeper. What's the counsel there after the fact?
Just awareness of the play and of the coverage structure, of just understanding that he's a bit of a hunter. He likes to go looking for big plays, and I think that's pretty normal for some of these guys coming out of college these days. That's how they play at that level. and it's different because the rushes are different and the caliber of coverage player is different. But at this level, you have to be a little bit more strategic in when and where and how. And those are things that he's learning. There's answers baked into a lot of plays for the quicker throw, for a man coverage beater. It doesn't necessarily always have to be down the field. And those are things that Cam is learning every time he goes out there. But those some opportunities that are good teachable moments for him when it comes to understanding the structure of the play and where his answers are versus particular coverages.
The point that he made there that I want to focus on is being strategic with when and where. Because nobody wants to, I mean, whether you want to or not, you're not going to take away the way that Cam Ward approaches playing football. We've already seen with this first touchdown pass that no matter what fundamental football rules exist in the world of football, he is going to break them if he thinks he can break them. So yeah. there's no fixing that. His aggressiveness will fit so much better with a team that can play on schedule. And we've looped back to being ahead of the sticks, Austin, a conversation we talked a lot about on Sunday. But what you see good teams do in terms of picking and choosing their spots to push the ball downfield is when they get, it's 2nd and 7. Let's take a shot here because 3rd and 7 is not going to kill us. Hey, it's 3rd and 2. And we feel pretty good about where we're at on the field position wise to go for it on 4th down. Let's take a play action shot right here. Cam's aggressiveness to push the ball downfield instead of taking the 4 or 6 or 8 yard completion underneath and doing the boring stuff doesn't work nearly as well when it's 2nd and 10 or 1st and 15, because the probability of completing especially with the way that this receiving core is functioning right now, not exactly tip top shape. They're not catching these balls at a high enough clip to make it worth it. And so that's not my only complaint with Cam is like, he's got to rein it in or anything. But there were times that I think he chose not to take the yards that were available to him. I think there were also times based on what I saw on tape where he's looking that there were some guys in the pattern that some of these plays were designed for that he just didn't see or wasn't able to get to because of the pass rush. And that's something that I want to keep in mind here is that he is a rookie in his 2nd game playing against a sick pass rush behind a bad offensive line. He's constantly preoccupied by thinking about not getting killed. I get that. So I'm not upset with him through all of this. What I've been saying is that even when Cam Ward, this is what I kind of teased at the top, even when Cam Ward does bad things or has a bad drive or has what I think was a relatively bad half in this game, even his bad still to me looks like he clearly belongs as an NFL starter. Like I haven't for, at least since week 1, I've not been asking the question, does Cam Ward belong or not? I think that question's answered, right? It's about, is he the 32nd best starter? Is he the 20th? Can he be a top 10 guy eventually? Where's the ceiling? That's the question.
And I think in Ben in Nashville, so I think you favored this. I agree with Easton. I don't think a slight step back in week 2 is any reason to lower the optimism.
Not one bit.
And I was going to say this line, Ben beat me to it. Progress was never going to be linear.
Nailed it.
And so I think all of that is absolutely true. And here's the problem with this Titans offense right now, and the problem with how the fan base, the media, us is reacting to everything. Because there's a lot of problems, and not every problem is across the board applicable to every bad play, right? So it's Jameson. Our quarterback likes to hunt, so let's run, pass, run, pass, punt, that whole thing, right? Like sometimes you have to do that because you're playing an insane defensive front twice.
Also, the Titans ran the snot out of the ball on Sunday.
Yeah, they did.
That kind of got under. Yeah, I mean they were ripping off 5, 6, 7, 8 yard chunks with Tony by the end of the game. So
absolutely. And Mike Jones says, how can he as soon as the defender's in his face? Sometimes a defender's in his face, but not all the times, right? Darren says, what structure? The O-line breaks down. Sometimes the O-line breaks down, but on his touchdown pass, he literally had the ball for 7.79 seconds before he threw it.
Right. And so, also, he's not always putting the offensive line in the best position. Not to blame him instead of the line, but
11 sacks in 2 games is crazy. Yes, it is
crazy.
But you know what? Yeah. There's so many different reasons for those 11 sacks. Cam walked into a defensive lineman one time for a 2-yard loss. John Ojukwu got, I don't know what the hell he was trying to do. He looked like prime NPF just doing the bullfighter Olay for Byron Young on the first play. Dan Moore had one on the other side. Sometimes that happens.
One of the
but not
sacks
every
out of
time.
the pocket, which whenever a sack happens outside the pocket, that's on the quarterback, man. The offensive line can't protect you when you're not in the pocket anymore.
But as I said yesterday, Easton, on the show with JT, I would rather have 11 sacks in the first 2 games and just 2 turnovers and 1 turnover really that counts, rather than 7 sacks and 6 turnovers from the quarterback in the first 2 games.
Oh, man. I mean, I agree with you. Those are still 2 miserable realities, but I agree with you. No question.
Yes, because that's where, the sack, you still have the ball, except for when you fumble it. But on the interceptions, on the other 7-6 turnovers that Will Levis had, it's not that. I'd rather take that. And then Cam ran out of bounds for a 2-yard loss. That counted for a sack when he could have. Now here's what I don't know on that play, because at first I'm like, why didn't you just throw it away? He might have seen a lineman downfield illegally, and so he took the 2-yard sack instead of a 5-yard penalty or something. I don't know. Maybe it was a loose situation. You don't really know everything about it. So here's what we go. And tighten up. I said, like I said yesterday, what do you really expect? It's
0-2.
0-2 is what we expected. And Cam Ward's not perfect. If you expected Cam Ward to be perfect, that's on you. And that's not fair to Cam Ward. If you expected this offense to be clicking on all cylinders, that's also on you. Because they've got so many new pieces. They've already got 2 injuries on the offensive line. Was there a Kevin Zeitler update yesterday from Brian Callahan, by the way?
No.
Did anybody ask, or was it completely
they don't really they want us to do Wednesdays for updates on guys, I think.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
that's
But JC Latham, I don't know when he's coming back. John Njoku and Oludo both stink. And so who knows, right? So let's ask this question to get the chat more involved in an organized fashion here. So where do you want to see Cam Ward improve the most? Where do you want to see Cam Ward improve the most? And if you guys say that there's nothing to improve on, then you're being crazy. And
throw more touchdowns.
Where do you want to see Cam Ward improve the most as he goes into his 3rd game as an NFL quarterback? There are so many different answers for this. And I want to have a positive, productive conversation, because this is not a pessimistic conversation, because we're saying the quarterback needs to improve after his first 2 games. So we'll do that. But first, new graphic alert, Barton Drury Insurance Group. Hey, they got a QR code right there, which means you can tap that thing with your phone or however that works. I feel like an old man talking about that. But BartonDrury.com is where to go. Customized solutions for every and any insurance need that you have. You can cover risk. You can empower confidence. How they empower confidence? Because they have a team of experts that can help you out with whatever you're looking for your insurance policy, whether it's rental, auto, homeowners, umbrella, 401k planning. They've got employee benefits that we use as a company, our workers' comp policy that's very important legally, very important, that Barton Drury helps us out a lot with, constantly making sure that we're up to date and up to standard on our workers' comp policy. But they can take care of everybody. And if you call them, the phone number right there, 615-806-1265. If you call them and say, hey, I heard about you on A to Z. How can you help me save money on my insurance? Then you will be entered to win a Titans jersey of your choice via A to Z Sports at the end of this month. So you got half the month down, half the month to go. So make sure you give them a call, 615-806-1265, for a chance to win a Titans jersey of your choice from A to Z Sports at BartonDrury.com.
There's so much more to say, but first, got to tell you about our friends at BTA Sports. Dominating the game, better for bettors. Check them out. Use our link in the description below to sign up today for a 14-day free trial. If you want better advice on your bets, BTA Sports, they got you covered.
All right. So where do you want to see Cam Ward improve the most? From 2 games in to the next game coming up, it's a divisional game against the Colts, who are 2-0. Texans 0-2. You're 0-2. The Jags are 1-1, or the Jags 0-2? Jags are 1-1. They should be 2-0 because they lost to Jake Browning and those Bengals. All right, what are you seeing from the chat here, Easton, on where the chat wants to see Cam Ward improve most?
Jay and Caps both think he needs to get the ball out quicker. Eric wants him to improve at recognizing the blitz. Vanessa, time management. Matt, getting the ball out quicker. Koss says sack awareness. Duran says getting to the check down quicker. JR, just to frustrate me, says throw more touchdowns. Darren says quicker decision making. Field vision from Hayden. Getting the ball out quicker from Steven. So obviously the most common answer here is get the ball out. And in a minute, I want to go and check. I've not looked at what his time to throw was in week 2. So I'd like to get that for us. But taking checkdowns. I mean, it's kind of the same answers here. Quicker release, taking the open man. So it's getting the ball out, being decisive, and taking what's available to you. In summary, in the chat, Austin.
Yeah, my answer is hit your layups, take your layups, like not just make your layups, take them.
Right.
And how many times have we talked about or heard Brian Callahan and Will Levis? Will Levis said this about the Brian Callahan offense, going into last season of like, the answer is there. There is an answer to the defensive question in just about every play. Sometimes the defense will get you and you're kind of bottled up and you don't have it, but take it. Like, don't try to hunt too much. I think take your layups when they're there and build upon those. And that's where I think Cam needs to get better. He is aggressive. Even the ball we were talking about with Calvin that got punched out with a defender, hell of a throw. Ridiculous throw. And it was on, I think that was like on a 3rd and long. So like, I'm not complaining about the decision because you kind of had to do that. But the idea of it was between cross defender here and defender on Calvin's back there. He threaded the needle into a tight spot. Calvin had a guy on his back. Dude punched the ball out. Tough. But Cam got the ball there. That's insane. That's very talented. But did you have to? Like, did you have to make that high intensity throw, or was there something better? One of the things I saw from week 1 that I liked was one of the 2 third downs they did convert was when he checked it down to Chig, and then Chig went and got the first down for him. I think Cam needs to let some of his guys do some of the work for him, is let the check downs happen and see what kind of yak and free yards Cam can get because he took the layup. So that's my answer.
And the time to throw thing goes hand in hand with that, right? Because if you're taking the layups, you're getting the ball out quicker. Cam through 2 weeks is he has the 24th time to throw. So bottom third of the league when it comes to getting the ball out quickly. Not terrible. 2.89 seconds is like, that's in phase. But when you marry that with the fact that I sort here by sacks, and it's like, oh, look, he jumps to the top of the screen. And when I sort by quarterback pressure percentage, he also jumps up to 3rd on the, holy cow, Brock Purdy's been pressured 60% of the time this year.
Has he only played like 1 game?
Yeah, but still, it's a lot of pressure in the first game. So he's 3rd in pressure percentage. He's number 1 in sacks taken.
Time out. Because Ramon says, with what time, Austin? He has no time. Easton, you just said he's thrown the ball. He's the 24th slowest to throw the ball, right?
Correct.
So technically, he has more time on average than 23 other quarterbacks to throw the ball.
Yes.
At times, right? On average.
It's how long he's taking. He's taking that much longer than everybody else.
So my point is, take the layups. The layups are supposed to be quicker.
Yeah.
So that's the time that I'm talking about, Ramon. Like, sometimes John Njoku gets beat immediately and Cam Ward's dead. There's nothing he can do.
It's a vicious cycle because it's Cam needs to get the ball out quicker, but he also doesn't have time. It loops. Like, part of this is Cam, part of this is the protection. Everybody's at fault.
Why?
Get that.
Because they're a bad team.
Nailed it.
And their margin of error is like 0.1.
Yes.
So it's tough.
So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, and so like it's a roll the dice on what's the problem going to be this play, and there's 6 options on the board, and something's going to break down. Like, how many times do they have a flawless play? Not that often, because somebody's going to mess up because all 11 guys are not good enough yet together. And Pat says, if no one gets open, he can't throw. I think the point is
Guys
Easton,
are getting open, man.
You're saying they're there.
They're open. They're open.
Again, I'm going to play the beginning of, I'm just going to play Paul's question from this to Brian Callahan.
Seemed like at least a few times he passed on Lockett, who was pretty open, shorter, to go more aggressively for something more complicated, more difficult, deeper. What's the counsel there?
That's the point. He's passing on the shorter open guy for the more complicated, aggressive target down the field. That's what I'm saying by take your layups.
Right.
It's weak. You're so young, build some confidence, get some things going, and then build up to the more he takes a lot of that's been my complaint. It's not really a complaint. It's just been my thing that, like, reel it in, big guy. Like, not every throw has to be a highlight play, but he seems like he's taking that highlight opportunity because he can. Like, he can hit the crazy step back three, crossing up a dude and jumping back like James Harden. But, like, you don't have to do that every time. It doesn't have to be that difficult.
No, I don't think he's making it too difficult on himself in general. I just think that it's a picking and choosing, because again, every element of this is a vicious cycle, right? It's like, well, Cam's time to throw. You have to marry that with the amount of time he's getting. Cam's decision making to be aggressive. I like it, but again, not in the context of them constantly being behind the sticks. I went and did the math yesterday on the Titans' average third and distance in week 2. In week 1, it was third and 11.5 yards to go, which is outrageous, and you can't do that. Better. Hey, a real improvement in week 2, third and 7.3 yards. So close to, because the definition, if you ask the Titans, their definition of third and manageable is 3rd and 6 or better. Analytically speaking, if you are inside of 6 yards, that's the threshold. It's the 6 and the 7 yard mark is kind of where the graph splits in terms of likely to versus not likely to. So they're almost to that mark. Almost. They still, Teron Davenport and I were counting these up, week 1 and week 2 yesterday. They have been in third and double digits like 20 times or something. It's probably not quite that many. It's double digit times they've been in third and double digits so far. So it's bad. And as long as they continue to do that, that's why I'm like, because again, man, watching that Rams game, it felt like it was kind of torturous watching the Rams be like 1st and 10, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 4, repeat. They were the model through a lot of that game for staying ahead of the sticks. Mm-hmm. And all of these like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3 looks where I know Matthew Stafford has anything he wants to do at his disposal. They can run, they can play action, he can check at the line back to a pass if he wants to, and it won't matter. I want that for, like, Lord, I see what you've done in Matt Stafford's life. Can you please do that for Cam Ward? That's what I like.
Stafford had to be in Detroit for a decade of that in order to get it now. So he paid his dues.
He wandered the desert on that one. I hope Cam does not suffer the same fate, obviously. So I want him to be as aggressive as he's being when they are in a position to do so. And right now they just aren't.
Yeah. So there was a couple comments that were like, yeah, penalties will do that to you. Absolutely. Penalties will do that to you. But they don't have a penalty every time. Like, there are so many different ways the Titans find themselves in third and double digits. Penalties are one. Drop passes, bad runs, sacks, all these things allow for that. So they've had 29 third downs so far in 2 games. They're actually 6 of 15 on third down, which is a mass improvement from 2 out of 14 the week before. So they're 8 out of 29 on third down. I'm not, if you're saying double digits, it's probably, I don't know, is it 14 double digit third downs? Is it nearly half of their third down attempts are
I believe it was
10
nearly
plus?
Half. But right there, what an example of, because you said they went 2 of 14 on third down in week 1. That's because they were on average at 3rd and 11.5. Look at the difference it makes when you're 3rd and 7.3. Suddenly 6 of 15, still not good. Still not good. Need to be better, but a market improvement.
But the Rams were 5 of 12. So the Rams were like, that's a 5 of 12 is, I think, is an acceptable third down rate.
Roughly half is what you're looking for.
Yeah, and that's a little under half, obviously.
Half or better.
Yeah. So look, I think for me, it's like and maybe this is a question you can ask Cam Ward on Wednesday when he talks. Like, does he have more fun? Like Nick Ewing says, and one mixtape Ward. Like, does Cam enjoy the thrill of the highly complicated highlight throw? Like, does he get like,
Yes,
you
of
see what I'm
course he
saying?
does.
Yeah, right.
Of course he does.
Like, so you remember the whole like be boring, like be better at being boring.
Mhm.
We are again. It's not the same as Levis, but it's similar because Cam's taking care of the football, but he's just not taking the throws that are there. He's the guy who gets up on the tee box and pulls the driver out, says, "Let me just swing as hard as I can because that's more fun."
Well, and this is not a Cam problem. It's not a Levis problem. It's as Brian said in the answer that we played. It's an all young quarterbacks problem because it's the way that they're born and bred in college is to go big game hunting. They almost all have to be ratcheted back in the NFL.
Yeah, and Coach Wills is right. Cam didn't get here by being boring. 100%. You're dead on. That's his DNA, right? But you've got to be able to manage both of them.
By the way, I think this is right. It's been a couple months since I talked about it, so I hope I'm not misquoting this. I believe a lot of the concept, we know that a lot of the concepts they ran in Miami were similar to what they're running here in Tennessee, but fundamentally, I believe Cam read top to bottom through the progression in Miami, and a lot of what Tennessee wants to do is reading bottom to top, which is, I mean, that's a college versus NFL thing. And so there's a pretty significant change right there, is that Cam's instinct is to go out there, work back to here with his eyes, and he's having to flip that.
That's a good note. And it makes sense of why he's missing the layups, because he's the Golden State Warriors, shoot the threes, right? And like, it's great when they go in, but sometimes you get cold and you lose. He's basically the mid-major school in March who can get hot and upset Kentucky or Duke, but then they get walloped in the next round because they just miss all the shots they made.
Yeah, they go
before.
2 and 15 from the perimeter, and it's like, well, they can't shoot threes. This team's dead.
Donezo. So he can't live and die by the three. He needs to take his layups. I think that's the overall take on that. Do you have any other thoughts on? Did you answer the question specifically on what you want to see him improve on the most?
Yeah, just getting the ball out quicker. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
let's talk about optimism.
Yeah, let's do it. So Easton has the biggest reason for Titans optimism following an 0-2 start. I have no idea what this is. This is a thing that I'm blind to. So I'm with you guys in the chat. We're going to find out what is Easton's biggest
Titans
reason
are actually
for
good, guys. Don't wait. Don't worry. I'm going to just wait. I'm going to prove it.
So the biggest reason for optimism after the Titans 0-2 start, let me tell you guys about our friends at Window Nation. It is just Easton, Friday afternoon. I'm having the Window Nation come to my house, and we are doing the free estimate for new windows. It's this month only. Buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free, 0 payments required for 2 years. So again, the joke I've been making is not a joke. It's true. It's just funny that you don't have to pay anything on your windows until the Titans are playing new stadium games. That's awesome. You can have new windows for 2 years before that happens. So we're going to get this checked out. We're going to see what it looks like with our windows. We've been in this home for almost 2 years. We've had windows on our long-term project list for a bit. Window Nation comes around, and this is a great chance to do it. It's the best deal they have all year. So if you have builder-grade windows or drafty windows, or if you look at your AC bill this past July and August, you're like, it's really high. Well, the winter is coming, and it's going to be cold, which means that heat bill might go up too. So make sure you check it out. Take advantage of this opportunity. They will save you money on those bills, and you don't have to pay anything if you don't want to or don't need to for 2 years at windownation.com.
This just in, winter's cold. Check out our friends at BTA Sports. They'll help you out. Better for betters. If you want to be a smarter, better at the window or on your sportsbook app of choice, you got to have BTA in your pocket. Use our code in the description below for a 14-day free trial.
All right, Easton, the Titans are 0-2. They've given up the most sacks in the NFL through 2 games. Is that correct?
Sure have.
They've only scored 1 touchdown.
And the most penalties. For what it's
and
worth.
the most penalties.
If we're going to cover all the records.
So there's those things. Why or what gives you the biggest reason for optimism after this 0-2 start?
As you guys talked about yesterday, what did we expect, right? I expected them to be 0-2. I expected these first 2 games to be tough. And for me, I am the most excited I've been heading into this week, because to me, with the 2 division opponents they have up in week 3 and week 4, this is kind of where the Titans season starts for me in my heart. This is where I feel I'm going to find out the most about this team, more than we did in the first 2 weeks. I'm not trying to dismiss the fact that bad things happened in week 1 and week 2. They did. I'm trying to say that I expected them to happen. And it's always so funny, no matter what in sports, no matter what you do to prepare yourself for the suck, you can know that winter is coming. You can know that bad things are going to occur, and you can be at peace with that in your heart and your mind heading into them. And then for whatever reason, when they happen, that gets thrown out the window a lot, and you just forget. Your preparation goes out the window. You just can't. It's like and have you seen Band of Brothers?
Yeah, in a long time. But yes,
okay, well, so Ross from Friends is the
Yeah.
leader early in the series,
Right.
and he's this awesome drill captain, drill sergeant. But when it comes to the real battles, all of his preparation, his planning, his training just goes out the window. The guy stinks. That's how it feels a little bit when the bullets start flying and you have to live with the reality that the bad things have now happened and that your team stinks. I think we mentioned this on the game day show, but having had some time to reflect on it, I'm pretty sure the Titans just played their hardest game of the year. I think they played the best team on their schedule. I think the Rams, with a healthy Matt Stafford and a healthy Puka Nacua and a healthy Devontae Adams. Now, I hope that they are healthy all year long until they lose in the playoffs, but that's not a given with those 3 guys. Those guys get hurt. When they are all healthy, they're the best team on this schedule, I think. Here's the interesting thing. If I'm wrong about that, it might be because LA is not even the best team they play from LA. There's a chance that I'm wrong and the Chargers are the best team that they play. There's a chance. Nick Suss made this point to me yesterday, and I had to think about it. I still think with a healthy Stafford and healthy weapons that the Rams are the harder opponent. The Chargers are not going to be they're not going to be no slouch either. So that will also be a tough game. But the point I'm trying to make is they've played 2 really elite units. They played, I still think, one of, if not the best defense in the league in week 1 on the road. Obviously, the Broncos' offense is gettable. We saw the Colts this weekend at home prove that, and the Broncos shot themselves in the foot as much as they did. Really, I mean, they continued what they did against the Titans, against the Colts, and the Colts got them where the Titans couldn't get them. And so I am also simultaneously curious to see if my theory about the season starting this week is out the window, because the Colts are just this thermonuclear train that there's no derailing it. What I think
by Daniel Jones.
You know what the Colts feel like to me?
What's that?
They feel like the 2024 Saints. Do you remember this time last year with the Saints?
2-0. Just
started 2-0.
Crazy numbers.
Record-setting offense. Oh my, Derek Carr, and they've got their offensive coordinator, like this new guy, and then it all promptly fell apart in week 3. And
the
then
Saints all got hurt, right?
Yes, but it was also a bad team. That was
true.
That was not real what they did.
Yeah, and the Colts played the Dolphins, who look horrible. Yes. Like, I think the Dolphins have less optimism than the Titans.
Yes.
Right now. Yes. It's grim over there. And then the Broncos game, like the Colts, like somebody's like the Colts are about to score 50 on the Titans. I mean, how many field goals they're going to kick in order to get to 50 points? Because they kicked 5 to get to 29 points last week against the Broncos.
Austin, right? the Colts haven't punted yet, I don't think.
I know. No, that's correct.
So that's my point, is that no matter how, like, they may actually be awesome this year. I'm not going to rule that. I'm not going to take that away from them yet. I'm extremely skeptical that they are. But let's say that they are. Even awesome teams can't run that pure. Nobody runs that pure. You have to punt. You have to punt. You can't do this forever. And I think that ends this week.
I agree. I think the Colts are, I'm not saying that they're the Saints from a year ago where they're going to be like really sucky after 2-0 start and the wheels are going to completely fall off.
No, me neither.
Yeah, but I also don't think that they're like ready to run away the division or anything. I think there's a lot of abnormalities. I can't talk right now. Thank you. To the 2-0 start that kind of look phony. The Colts feel like the biggest phony of 2-0 teams, and there's always one every year in the NFL of how things go. There's also an 0-2 team that just got a tough draw like the Chiefs with how they started their season with the Chargers and the Eagles. And 0-2, all right, sounds good. It's kind of like Notre Dame in
I feel
college
really
football.
bad for him too. What a rude way to start.
I know, what a bummer. The fact like that Notre Dame is 0-2 and not ranked anymore, and they went at Miami and lost by a field goal, and then Texas A&M came to their place and they lost by 1 point because they missed an extra point with like a minute and a half left. And
what up, Ryan?
Stuff happens, right? But I think the Chiefs and Notre Dame are still gonna be good. Like I still think they're gonna be fine. So I think the Colts, I don't think they're going to be fine.
I don't think they're going to be an easy opponent for the Titans at home this week at all. I think they will be a difficult opponent. I think the Colts are favored, and I think they should be. I think that they are the better team than the Titans right now, no question. But I think that the difference between what the Titans faced in the first 2 weeks and what they're going to face these next 2 weeks is, number one, it's worth reminding folks that division games are what matter most. They also tend to be like the purest form of competition in the sport because for whatever reason, there's division voodoo and two teams that you still get some division blowouts and some division are more Giants tend to get blown up by the guys in their division. Like that's kind of their bit. In the AFC South, division games are always just closer than you think they're going to be for whatever reason. And so I think the Titans are going to play in a phone booth with these guys. And I think that these two, the Texans are 0-2. They've got plenty of problems of their own. Their defense is going to eat the Titans' lunch, but their team as a whole has problems, big problems.
Yeah.
And the Colts where's the elite? Like they're a more even opponent than what the Rams and the Broncos. Like the Rams, Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame receiver, and then a guy that's on his way to being a Hall of Fame receiver, and a top 3 defensive line in the league. There's some lopsided matchups in that game. Denver, the entire defense versus the Titans' entire offense in their first outing with a rookie quarterback. That's really lopsided. With the Colts, they seem to be pretty sound across the board right now. As long as the quarterback's playing well, there doesn't seem to be a clear weakness to me. But where are they dominating you? I don't see it. And so that's where I think it's a good sounding board for the Titans to show us what they really are this week.
Yeah, I agree. Right on cue. Ryan Roberts watching the show today. Notre Dame is still ranked. They're 24th. Oh, okay. They shouldn't be ranked.
Yeah, below Vandy. Is that right? All right.
That's correct. Below Vandy and below the Vols. Vandy 3-0.
And Georgia Tech, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm naming teams that Notre Dame should be better than. Sorry.
They are. Again, rankings.
Give me Vandy Notre Dame right now. I'd watch
ranking,
the full out of that game.
Right now in the AP poll, rankings are not a who would win on a neutral field process. It's a
joke.
It's a very much win-loss, like where you're at currently right now. And like Notre Dame will get back up because they're going to win 9 games with a USC toss-up. I don't know.
The AP poll is just an exercise in adjusting your priors is all it is. It's not very accurate.
Yeah, except for that one person who left South Carolina at 10.
Sure. Why not?
Yes. All right. Eric says, hey, that was my shade. Sorry about that. Easton has a shade that if he chooses to go there is going to be phenomenally entertaining for all of us and a misery for Easton to continue to live this life. Lock in, like the show. That's what King BC says. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead. And Ryan's threatening to jump in the stream to get on the show and just bitch about Notre Dame. If you could do that if you want.
Hour 2 on the A to Z morning show.
Nobody's stopping you, Ryan. Literally, we cannot stop you. You have the link.
Notre Dame Corner with Ryan Roberts on hour 2. We'll be right back after these messages.
Oh, hour 2. Shoot me. All right, let's go ahead and get to shade time. It's throwing shade, but first, Easton, tell us all about our friends at Bero Carts.
Bero Carts. Life is short. Buy a golf cart. It's the easiest pitch in the history of pitches. Who doesn't want a golf cart? If you're going to get one, you got to get one from Bero Carts. They've got the best options for you. 0% financing, 36 months. That's 3 years for those of you doing the math at home. Carts starting under $7,000. They're open every day of the week. They have full service, sales, and rental services at their dealerships. 2 dealerships in Columbia and in Gallatin. No dealer fee, no credit card fees, no credit option needed. Locally owned and operated. Love supporting local businesses. Bero Carts. They've got golf carts for you, and life is short, so go buy one.
out to Wilson County Hyundai. Make them a part of your new car buying process. They will also help you out with financing. They do a fantastic job for your vehicle and help you find what you need and save you some money on that because they don't have those downtown prices. At Wilson County Hyundai in Lebanon, right off of I-40. It's a great place to go. I haven't been in a while, but it is a really cool place. Nice place. Payne Bone, his people, good people right there at WilsonCountyHyundai.com. If you have shade to throw it in the chat. I've seen some shade in the chat already. Easton, I'm curious. This is a yes or no question. Are you going to throw shade on your situation that I've been teasing?
Sure, why not?
I said yes or no question, and you said sure, why not? So Jeff says dual shade. Shade on Ken Rosenthal, knocking over the camera guy and looking at him, shaking his head. Also shade on Best Buy for laying off me and my coworkers with no notice, effective immediately. Oh man, you kind of buried the important thing there. Jeff, I'm sorry about that. That sucks. So Jeff,
all my homies hate Best Buy. That stinks.
Yeah, that does suck. I didn't know that Jeff was Geek Squad this whole time.
I had some questions in the past year I could have called you for, Jeff.
Yeah, damn it. Dude, where you been? Donald, shade on UCLA / Nico for getting beat down by New Mexico and then firing their coach.
Wait, that happened?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
There have been two coach firings in college football through 3 weeks. Virginia Tech and UCLA. And the craziest thing about that is they've only played 3 games. There is whenever a coach gets fired, there's a 30-day transfer portal window. And because they've played less than 4 games, everybody on those rosters can technically transfer immediately and redshirt at their new place, including Nico Imayava. But he doesn't have a red shirt, but he could transfer immediately.
So you can redshirt, you don't have to? Like you can go play?
No, you can't play. You're not eligible to play. But okay. if you have a red shirt available, you can use it because you have not played more than 4 games. You get 4 games minimum to save a red shirt. Right.
That's wild. Do you think it's going to happen? Like, do you think Nico's going to get up on out of there?
I have seen where Nico's people have been calling schools from just about every Power 4 conference, and I mean that's a report via somebody, which I believe. I don't disbelieve it, but I also can't prove it at the same time. You know,
per somebody.
And it's a legitimate college football voice has said that they have heard Nico's camp has been calling other schools. I don't disbelieve it, but I also cannot prove it. So
yeah, from what I know of this saga, that sounds
from what I know
right.
about Nico's camp, it checks out. More shade. Oh God. Oh yeah, this is good shade. How did the Titans miss out on Joe Alt when they didn't have a chance to draft him? Good. I don't know what that's. Yes, correct. Good shade.
Good point.
All right. Tall Texan says shade on the Bucks for showing everyone that you can still win without both of your starting tackles. Did they have neither starting tackle yesterday?
By the end of the game, they all I watched that game and I watched those. It wasn't exactly an offensive masterclass by either team when.
Man, Baker playmaker, man, at the end.
Yeah, at the end, yes. But the 90 minutes before that, he just kept getting crushed. So you can win. I'm not saying you can't win. It's hard. It's not easy. Not sustainable.
I've seen Baker in person twice just beat Tennessee with just like the most demoralizing, like, how did he do that type stuff. Mm-hmm. Johnny, shade on Callie for having a conservative game plan. Take the wheels off Cam. There are no wheels on him. Like, this is so frustrating. Stop viewing this like it's freaking Madden, please.
I want you to pass every play, please.
Yeah. Let's see more shade. Shade on Liberty Mutual. I did not get the job because I'm quote uncoachable. That's hilarious. You come across in the chat like you're uncoachable at times. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't get the job, but this is funny. Like if IR's been watching the show for a long time, that is objectively funny.
Because I'm uncoachable.
Oh yeah, you do seem uncoachable. Brandon, my shade is Notre Dame still being in the top 25. They're 0-2. There you go. Darren, shade on Travis Kelce, acting like a baby towards the end of the Chiefs game. Water is wet. When the Chiefs are losing, Travis Kelce acts like a child. That's how it goes.
How about shade on some of the Chiefs players, including Travis Kelce, for wearing a free 4 shirt before the game? Did you see this?
No. Rasheed Rice?
So Rasheed Rice. Yeah, Rasheed Rice.
That's
it was
because
like
they have nobody else to catch the football and run with it.
Yeah, okay, but maybe we don't, because it's like
desperate.
one of those meme shirts where it's like, a cool compilation. It's a graphic tee and it says free 4. Maybe we don't do that when the guy got off really light for a couple felony charges for almost killing people. Maybe we don't.
Yeah, I think that's legit. Good shade there. Nick, throwing shade in the local Titans fan base or lack thereof. Disappointing that I can drive 5 hours for a home opener, but the local fair the fans don't. Yeah, that was disappointing. That's great shade in there, Nick. Great shade.
Stadium looked and sounded lame for the home opener.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to have much juice, folks.
Ashley, shade on Austin for yelling at us the last 2 days. Fair. Kane says shade on people who do the AP polling. My Aggie should be higher than 10 or should be higher than 10. The AP poll is broken process. People are being exposed now. It's 2 weeks in a row that somebody has done something stupid or has overlooked and made a mistake that everybody sees. It needs to be changed.
They shrink the game. They need to shrink the game.
Yeah. I think there's like 50 people that do it.
Shrink.
Shade on no Nico and 3 sign on game day. Well, technically it wasn't 0-3 at that point. No, he was. That was Friday night.
Yeah.
Game.
It would have hit.
Nico and 3.
What a hit.
That would be good. All right. I'm going to get my shade out of the way. So, Easton, you can do your shade. So stick around. There's a lot of good shades here, but stick around for Easton's shade. My shade is being a haircut free agent sucks. Like it's frustrating. It gives me anxiety. The person that I cut my hair for the last 5 years, she is her career is taking off in other areas like doing events, hair, makeup, and that type of stuff, which is awesome. And she's crushing it, but she's taking a break from cutting hair, which leaves me as a free agent. And that's not a fun place to be. And I haven't been a free agent for 5 years. I don't know what to do. It's like, it's how do I explain? I have never been able to explain how I want my haircut to somebody. I don't know, like this,
right,
or like shorter, but like this, because I don't know. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing. It's I'm the person who cut it last time. Great conversation, good human being, no problem. But I needed a haircut 1 week earlier than I should have. And my haircut free agent, and I don't like it. I need to find something. I need to find somebody, and that's it.
I am not a free agent. I have a haircut today. I have the solution for you, Austin. Chat, we need to raise money for Austin to get somebody was all over it. I was hoping somebody would say it. We're getting Austin a Flowbee. Okay, it's time.
What's a Flowbee?
Oh, Flowbee is like a as seen on TV product that attaches to the hose of your vacuum, and it's like an electric razor, and it vacuums your hair straight out and cuts it all to a uniform length, and you just go like this.
I don't want
so
that.
It's like buzzing your head, but at like a 6 inch, however many inches you want your hair to be. It's for like dudes with the worst haircut of all time, but it's free. It's free. So we're getting you a Flowbee.
Dre says get a barber. No, I had a person for 5 years. She's awesome. She cuts it great. But you need to go to her and say, "Can you write down how you do my hair so I can take it?" I need a sheet that I can hand to the new person and say, "Do this." I have had 3 haircuts since my person moved on from cutting hair, and it's been done by 2 different people. The first person also moved out of state, and the second person, So I now I got to find a third. What does that mean? It wasn't a great haircut? Yeah. Okay. I need a haircut a week. You can say that. You can say it wasn't a great haircut. I know, but okay. I don't like dogging people like that. Well, do you know what I'm about to have to do? Yeah, I know. So get over it. Esco says, she cut your hair? A girl Yeah, and she's great. She's super talented.
never had
what the
a-
hell?
I've
This is
only-
a dumb comment.
My whole life, I've had a girl cut my hair. Never once have I had a man cut my hair. So I've only ever had 2 people to cut my hair. One lady did it from when I was born, did my first haircut until I was like 17, and then now I've been with a different lady since then.
Yeah, and like by the way, she is a barber. Like she is like legitimate like barber, not like a Great Clips person. No offense, Great Clips, but like, but no, she's a legitimate trained barber.
Taking swipes at the
And
sports
now
clips
she's
of the
just
world.
doing other things with her career that are great. And I'm happy for her. She became a friend of mine. She cut my hair for 5 years. Had a lot of good conversations, right?
Here's
Because you
a
get
dumb question. Can a woman be a barber or are they a hairdresser? What are the difference
can be
between
a
those
barber.
things?
I don't know officially, but they can be.
Why have I always thought that barber is a gendered word? I thought men were barbers.
It's not.
Clearly not up on the hairdressing game.
A hairdresser is. I mean, that could be like. I think that's probably. I think a barber is cutting men's hair.
Hairdressing is cut, color, styling for women, that kind of thing.
Maybe.
I don't think barbers do like color and perms and stuff. I think hairdressers do that.
Probably.
I'm totally making stuff up. I have no idea. My shade.
Yes. Buckle up, everybody.
You're overselling it. You're overselling.
No, I'm not. It's great.
It's not. It's awful, is what it is.
It's entertaining.
I'm slowly creeping towards this reality that my wife and our 1-year-old daughter and I are going to have to like literally pick up and move in the middle of the beginning of the season because of our neighbor. And that, I'm not being like sarcastic when I say we're going to move. No, I mean, literally, I might like call a lawyer by the end of the week. Like we might actually have to move and it's going to ruin my life. Our neighbor, so we had a really nice young family like us that lived next to us for the first 2.5 years that we've been at this place. And we live in townhouses in the Cool Springs area. So it's a standalone house, but it's a duplex. So it's 2, right? We share a wall.
Share a wall. Yeah.
Share one wall in this one building. And the couple that lived next to us, we weren't like great friends with them, but we enjoyed them. That, their young kids were outside playing a lot. They were never noisy. They were never no complaints from them at all. And I miss them dearly now because they moved out. They moved out to greener pastures like maybe a month ago now. And the owner of that unit is not the same owner as our unit. Our unit is owned by a leasing company that has a bunch of units. The other one is just this one older Indian man who has owned this place forever and rents it out by himself. And so he rented it out to this new lady who drives this giant pickup truck that takes up 2 parking spots right in front of our house. And the tailgate sticks out in front of the sidewalks. You can't even walk down the sidewalk because this truck is just in the way. And I bring up the truck because it's an embodiment of the imposition she has been on our lives since she got here. We should have known when the truck rolled up that the rest of it was going to be like that was symbolic. The truck is not even close to the worst thing about her. The worst thing is that since she has moved in, our house continues to smell. Smell like what, you might ask? Cigarettes, weed, incense, sage. I had to confront her at 8:30 last night when I got home from playing softball because my wife is like, hey, I'm taking Valerie, our daughter, and I'm going to stay at her grandparents' house, at my parents' house for the night. I'm like, why? What did I do? And she's like, no, we can't be here. This is the second time in the last 4 days that they have had to sleep somewhere else because she's really sensitive to the smell. I mean, it doesn't smell great. It's fine now, but last night it did not smell good in here. I did not enjoy it. I just couldn't be bothered enough to leave. She was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not subjecting our child to it, which I completely agree with. And so they left.
Your 14-month-old daughter should not be having to inhale whatever the hell's going on next door.
Yeah. And so they left. I got them packed up and they left. And then I beat this woman's door down until she answered me in her robe. And she's this small, older lady. She's got to be in her 50s or 60s. She looks like she's been smoking her whole life. And I'm like, I don't want to come across super aggressive because I don't even know if you know that you're ruining our lives, but you're ruining our lives. Please what's the deal? And she's explaining that it's like, dude, like, I'm not trying to like rip on this person on the internet, but she's like, oh, it's a new place. So I've got to burn sage to like, she's like, it's good for the spirits and cleaning a home. I don't know what kind of hippie nonsense she's talking about, but I'm like, okay, well, and she's like, I've tried to start smoking on the patio in the back instead of in the house, but I still, I'll admit I've smoked a little in the house. I'm like, well, you have to stop. I have never confronted somebody so aggressively in my life last night. I'm in her home. It smells like do you remember Earthbound in the mall? That like hippie store, Earthbound, anybody?
No.
It's this like hippie dippy store where you could like get like rock salt lamps and like sage to burn and stuff. And if you've been in one, you know what it smells like. Her house smells like a soap shop, but for hippies is what it smells like. It's so bad in there. And the second I walked into her living room, I'm like, well, I now know why our house smells faintly of this all the time, because what's going on in here, woman? What's happening? And she's like, well, I'll stop. I'll try to. And I don't believe her, but I told her, I'm like, okay, stop. And the second it happens again, I'm going to be back. And so, but I've called our management company. I'm going to call them as soon as I get off this show. And I've told them, either she stops or we're breaking this lease. I don't know what I'm doing with breaking a lease. Like, it's all I'm bluffing. I'll try to do it eventually, but I don't know what it's going to cost. I want my security deposit back. Like, this is ruining my life, Austin. It's ruining my life.
Oh, Dre just says your house is getting blessed for free. Be thankful.
Somebody knows how to help me. Please help me.
Oh, man. So it's sage, and she's doing it for the spirits.
We're already moving in the spring. Like we've already, the plan is we're getting out of here once the football season is over. Our lease is up. It's time for us to get a bigger place. We're excited. The finish line is right there. Can we please not? Do I have to do all this now? Really? It's ruining my life.
Oh, it's so funny. I mean, I hate it for you. Believe me. This is so Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld. It's not. It's perfect.
It's unbelievable.
This is an incredible storyline of episodes across seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's amazing. But I would also be just the way you are if I were you.
And some people in the chat are like, let her live her life. I would live your life in your own house. Like, guess what? There are certain things you don't get to do when you share a wall with somebody. That's how this works. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to be loud and party, guess what you need? You need a house, not an apartment. You don't get to do that.
And for you having your daughter being as young as she is, like, absolutely.
It's absolutely. Like, I want her to be able to do whatever and burn whatever. Like, live your life, woman. But you can't let it impact mine. Can't have it. Won't have it. And my wife, like, here's the thing. If I was single in this house, it'd be a frustration for me. I'd still be confronting her and looking for ways to stop it. But like, I would be more patient about this. Everyone who's married, you know how this goes. When you have a wife and when you have a child and you have a wife who's trying to protect that child. And obviously I'm on board with, like, I'm all about the child thing too. Like, we cannot have this for her, if nothing else. But my wife herself is also very sensitive to the smell, more sensitive than I am. Like, she gets headaches being in here for long if it smells. And she's like, I have to get out of the house. And she's had to leave the house for full days in the past 2 weeks. My problem is exacerbated 20-fold by the fact that I have those two also in the house with me. So I can't take my time on it. It now has to be my life until I fix it.
All right. Well,
Esco says, Easton, she can hear you. The walls are thin. I said all of this to her face last night.
Oh my gosh. She's probably on a podcast this morning complaining about her neighbors. IR. Next time you're in Denver, Austin, go to Titan for a haircut. Ask John Carmona to tell him Johnny Donahue sent you. He'll take care. Yeah, next time in Denver, I'll get a haircut.
That whole sentence is fake.
I've never been to Denver before, but maybe I'll go now just so we can get a haircut. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Wild ride this week is already off to a wild ride. Make sure you hit that like button, like the show before you go on Facebook and on YouTube. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on a Wednesday. We have an announcement that we're going to make at the end of throughout this week. Maybe tomorrow. Might be having an announcement tomorrow. We'll catch you guys later on. Easton, you'll be back live tonight. And the sage smells are burning on primetime tonight on Tuesday. We'll catch you guys later. Appreciate it as always.